give you my review of Runaways Season 2. Now, Runaways was a breakout show for Marvel last year. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot. Me and Willie enjoyed it a hell of a lot. It was everything the comic book was. Now, the Runaway comic book, if you don't know, which if you're watching this, that means you watched season 1, so you kind of got a feeling, is about this group of kids who grew up together, and their families always come together to have these holiday things. And for some reason, they came together one year, and the kids kept wondering what the parents have been up to. Turns out the parents were doing some illegal... Turns out their parents were criminals. Their parents were criminals. They're basically villains. The parents were villains. In the comic book, they were just straight up villains. And it was a little bit more extreme, obviously, because it's a comic book. But in the comic book, the parents were straight up villains. Straight up bad guys. And needless to say, the kids didn't like that very much. They didn't like the idea of being pretty much children of criminals. So they took it upon themselves to rebel against their parents, to fight back against their parents, to run away. And that is the simplified version of the comic book Runaways. It's a great comic book because it brings together all the elements of all the comic book universes. You have the mystical side with Nico Monaro, who has this wand called the Staff of One. That's a unique wand because that's a unique relic in Marvel, both in the show and in that, because it can do certain things, because it's able to cast a spell. It can only cast a spell one time, but it can cast any spell but only once, which makes it one of those devices, which makes it a fun device to me personally as a big, nerd and someone who's into that stuff, because the idea of a weapon that can do anything is cool, but it's kind of OP. But when you realize that you can only do anything, you can only do just about any spell once, you can only do it one time, but there's a litany of different spells to do the same thing. So basically, it's one of those weapons that if you're a novice, that in the hands of a master, you're pretty much a god. In the hands of a novice, you're just really well off. And they do a good job of showing that. And because you really didn't see her use it in season 1, she uses it a lot, and they make it pretty damn clear that it's like she's a novice. She's she hasn't really learned a bunch of spells. So she's having a hard time figuring out what to say. And I like that, because that's what should happen, And then you got Alex, who's the leader, who in the comic books is this genius. I'm talking Iron Man. I'm talking, I'm genius. I'm talking Peter Parker level, Iron Man. But instead of science, which he's a tech guy. He's a tech whiz. He's a hacker. He can hack into stuff. He's a tech whiz. He's a tech guy, but his main thing is strategist. He's a high-level strategist. Ironically, it's why he plays so many video games. He plays so many video games and strategizes in that. And he's a relatable character. I can see a lot of myself in Alex. Honestly, Alex was very inspirational for me growing up, because when that comic book came out, not that long ago, 2000, I want to say 7, something like that. Maybe a little sooner than that. But I remember reading it when it came out and being like, it's rare. It was pretty unique experience as for me to see a black kid, the leader of, not only a leader of this group, a black kid as a leader of this group. Black kid is the most important thing as a leader of this group, but a black kid who isn't, who isn't well known for his skills like Black Panther. Black Panther's well known for being this bad motherfucker. Or even Falcon, known for being a bad motherfucker. Miles Morales, known for being, for being Spider-Man. He's not known for that. Sorry for the pause, because I had to I was trying to get together what I was going to say. He's not known for that. He's known for being a genius. And that was very inspirational for me when I first saw it. And the rest of the group are great. You got Alex, you got Molly, the young little girl mutant, who they haven't called a mutant, but who they're not gonna, because they didn't own the rights yet. I'm sure they would have just did it if they did. So maybe they're gonna retcon it in season 3, because by the time season 3 comes out, which is gonna get a season 3, by the time season 3 comes out, Marvel would own the rights to the word mutant, so maybe they'll just retroactively be like, oh, she's a mutant. Then you got Carolina, the alien, which I'll get into her in a little bit. She's cool. She's interesting though. Then you got Chase, who's a cool ass dude. He's kind of a engineer, because he's good with tools. He's good with tools. He's good with engines. He's good with building things. But ironically, as good as he is with building things, he's not the sharpest tool in the tool shed. I'm sorry, I keep looking down. I'm just trying to make sure this is all coming up right, even though it kind of looks like it's all glitching out as we speak. But yeah, like Chase is great. But Gert's amazing with her freaking dinosaur. I was just kind of giving you the rundown just in case you haven't seen the show before. You should check it out. It's a very diverse cast. It's a very interesting cast. It's very well acted cast. You got Chris Masters from the guy who plays Spike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer in this. You got great parents. It's a great show that shows the parents as humans. It humanizes the parents more than the comic books did. So now that I got that off the way, I'm going to get right into season 2. Season 2 starts where season 1 left off. They're finally running away. Because in season 1, season 1 was mostly about setup for season 2. It was about showing you the parents' perspective, why they doing what they're doing, why they did all the things that they did, and showing the kids, and showing why the kids kind of spread apart, and how they weren't friends anymore, and how certain things went the way they went, and why certain kids feel the way that they feel. So that's what season 1 was more focused on, was the character building stuff. It wasn't really focused on moving the needle, so to speak, like moving a plot point, like moving to something else. It was really just hammered home, focused on the characters, which I didn't mind that. I gave season 1, I believe, like an 8.5 or a 9. It was high. It was pretty high. I enjoyed the hell out of season 1. And season 2, I'd have to give it a 9. I think it might have been better than season 1. I'd have to rewatch it again. I rewatch season 2 again. I've seen season 1 twice. Which, over the course of a year, 10, it was only 10 episodes. I think it was like 10 episodes season 1. So like over the course, maybe even less than that, like over the course of a year, it's like 10 hours out of the course of a year that I just took out of my time to just periodically watch it again. But yeah, this might have been a better season because the powers went up, the stakes went up. They're moving things forward. The plot point is moving. People are in different places than you remember them being. People are all over the place. I mean, like when you left season 1, Alex and Nico weren't on the good. Alex and God damn it, Carolina were a thing, which they're still a thing through the course of this, and like. It's seamless, too, because it's not a big deal made out of it, and I kind of like that. Like, they don't make a big deal out of the fact that, this is a lesbian couple, like, in the middle of this show that's just, like, not even talked about. It's just happening. And I know that's not a big deal, but, like, I just thought it was a big deal that they just didn't even mention it. They didn't make a big deal out of it. They didn't stop the whole thing to tell because CW can do that shit sometimes. Like, when Mr. Terrific, like, it felt like the show came to a halt to acknowledge that he's gay. It's like, okay! This didn't acknowledge it. It was just like, yeah, they're doing this thing. But the thing is, the way they treat the whole thing between Alex, Nico, and Carolina, how Alex and Nico were this thing, and now Carolina and her are this thing, the way they treat it and the way they act, I'm not going to spoil anything, you get the feeling Alex and Nico are going to give it another shot eventually. And I appreciate that. And the thing, too, is, these are some mature-ass kids, because I don't know, minor spoilers here, Nico and Carolina get it on. They don't show it. They're not fucking creeps about it. They don't show it, but you kind of know what's happening. Alex is camped out because eventually they find this place. You see it in the trailer. They find this, like, hidden mansion, like this underground mansion that, like, they start living in. And, like, Alex has his room is, like, literally the room right below the one that Carolina and Nico are staying in. So I'm like, bruh, I could not do that shit. Have a girl break up with me. Girl leave me, break up with me, then I still have to see her every day because we're friends and we have to stick through this because we have to, and she's banging some other friend of mine up above my head all the time. Like, it's like, oh man, those are some mature ass kids, man. Those are some mature ass kids. And while that's going on, Gert and Gert and Chase are trying to work out their stuff, which is pretty funny. Gert and Chase's relationship, they're such a cute couple. Like I'm not the guy to say that kind of shit, but they are such a cute couple because they're total opposite. Gert is this girl, this social justice warrior, this, the feminist, and, she just cares about this and that. She's I can't tell if I want to say Gert's Portuguese. or South American. I can't tell. I cannot tell. I can tell Nico is Latina. I can tell Nico's Latina. She's got that Latin spirit. I cannot tell what Gert is. I think Gert. I can't tell. But like, look, they are almost total opposites sometimes. But it still works because Chase is such a sweet guy, and Gert is so dorkably awkward. She's I love Gert. Like, honestly, that's who I would get with. I can tell you right now. I know a lot of guys like, oh, Nico, and I would get with Gert. Because Gert would be just so dorkably fun to talk to just about anything and just hang out with. I can see what Alex sees in her. And, they have a funny thing going. While, ironically, Carolina has some other stuff going on with her father and trying to find herself. Alex has other things going on with trying to, almost repair the sins of his father with his father's old friend. Nico's dealing with trauma going on with her mom, and the staff seems to be messing with her. I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but let's put it this way: something's up with that staff. Something's up with the staff, and they're starting to screw with her a little bit. Alex is also kind of feeling the pressure of not being from home. He seems like the one who's feeling the most pressure of being away from home. Gert's going under a whole bunch of stuff and not having her medication. And meanwhile, goddamn, not Carolina, Molly is going through, because puberty's finally starting to hit her, and she's going through a litany of emotions. She's a young girl. She's going through all these different things, and she's having a hard time. And Alex, like I said, trying to fix certain things. And meanwhile, the focus of season 2 is mostly on the kids. That's why I'd say season 2 is slightly better than season 1. Only so slightly. Is because they put the focus on the kids. They're still focused on the adults. But it's mostly Jonah. It's mostly Jonah they explore. All the other adults, you already know everything you need to know about them. You know who they are. You know what they're about. You know how they are. But season 2 does hammer home one fucking thing that I've been saying about this show when I saw it. Good Lord, this show reverses the male and female roles hard, and not in a on the nose kind of way, not in an on the nose way, not in a glorified way. It reverses it in a believable way, because good Lord in heaven, the wives of the men of the fathers. The wives are scary. All of the wives are scary, and all of the fathers are just kind of sitting there like, sweetheart, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, Jeffrey is Wilder, as big, as smooth, as cool as that dude is. His wife is cold fucking blooded. His wife's a real fucking G. His wife is cold blooded, and when you see it, you'll know it. There's a moment in this show where I'm just like, yo, Jeffrey, your life is just scary. Same thing happens with Gert's parents. There's a moment where you're just like, yo, your wife is scary. Same thing happens with Nico's mom, which you see that in season 1 anyways, is Nico's mom scary as shit, and the dad's kind of just like, Jesus, honey, can you calm it down a bit? Like, these strong women are just like eating these men. Like, eating them. And like, this show shows without a shadow of a doubt that if you put a strong man you put a strong man in a room with a woman who knows what she's fucking doing, she will eat his ass alive. Because these women are eating these guys. The only woman who and she got a bit better. There's only 2 women. No. It's really one, and that's Chase's mom, who is desperate to get back with the husband. I know. If you've seen season 1, you're wondering why the dude's an asshole. You know how it is. But man, all those other women are scary, and like, it's kind of a common theme in this. Like, the women are the scary motherfucking ones, man. they're the most intimidating ones, because like, Chase got his fistigons. But fucking Carolina and Nico, Carolina's an alien whose power level has not been defined. No one knows how much Nico can do with that staff, and she does some gnarly shit with that staff in this season. There's the limit to what Nico can do is very unknown. Chase has got his gauntlets, and Alex is a genius, and Alex is a master strategist, which is helpful, but it ain't fucking Nico or Carolina. So, It's funny. It is quite funny. There's a bunch of Easter eggs teasing to the bigger MCU. Hell, there's a Wakanda name drop. You'll see it when you see it. I'll just spoil it for you, but whatever. Yeah, there's a Wakanda name drop. I mean, look, people. If I'm being honest, some of the best television going. I'm upset about the Netflix shows getting canceled, but at least we got Runaways. I got Cloak and Dagger. I got Agents of Shield coming to me in a couple months, maybe 4 or 5 months, maybe like 4.5 months from now. It comes out shortly after. I think it comes out shortly after Infinity War comes out. Like literally like a couple weeks after Infinity War comes out. So literally, I mean not Infinity War, Endgame. Endgame comes out, so I'll have that. Punisher comes out next month sometime. They haven't really announced when, but it does come out somewhere in January. So, I got a little Marvel fix for now. But Runaway Season 2, I give a 9. It was great. I loved it. It wasn't perfect. It had little nitpicks I could take out of it that I couldn't really give it a 10. But I would have to, I'd have to spoil it, like heavily spoil it to give you that. So, check out Runaways. Runaways is a great show. Check out Runaways. It's a good show, diverse cast, well acted, great drama, some cool action sequences. They obviously put more money into the budget because Nico does some shit with her staff. I'm like, yo. And there's Easter eggs galore. Thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. Comment below. Did you enjoy Season 1 or Season 2 better? Do you even enjoy The Runaways? What is the show you're looking forward to seeing? How was your 2018? What was your show of 2018? Thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.